After the announcement of the upcoming changes to Soulmask, I have seen a few voices popping up disagreeing with the plans, as it would make the game too easy in their eyes. Let's talk about it. With the recent changes making the initial character stronger and allowing people to travel more, but also revive their character at many places on the map, some voices have come up disliking these changes, as it makes the overall gameplay easier compared to the 6 weeks after launch. The fear is that people would not have to do anything for their progression anymore, and that content is not a challenge, ultimately devaluing the achievements people already had who beat certain milestones until now. People who like the game to be challenging fear the game will be boring now. But let's look at it from a different perspective. There has been a big outcry through the community regarding the importance of the main character, or rather the lack of. The question why you disregard the initial body straight away while letting us name and go through character creation. Soulmask's approach of tackling the survival genre is unique, and people went into the game with expectations coming from other games. You can see this by how many people call their tribesmen thralls, even though they are neither slaves, nor is this a term that has ever been used in Soulmask itself, but it is a Nordic word for slave that has been established in the survival game by Conan Exiles, the game that is probably the closest to Soulmask in regards to game mechanics. But this word has no place in a South American-inspired game. The expectations for this game to be like other games people have played before, just a different setting or just minimal changes, has led to disappointment when people found out that Soulmask has its very unique own twist. A very own concept and idea that requires people to challenge their own idea now how a game has to be played. The idea that you are not the main character, that you are somewhat of a higher intelligence, manipulating and controlling people to build a society that works, lives and fights together. You are the collected knowledge that is the awareness of the mask, and you can take anybody to take physical shape to act upon your plans and goals. As a game developer, in between trying to attract people who are into the classic and established survival games of the genre, but also bringing your own unique ideas into it, you are in a very weird position, as you don't want to anger your die-hard fans that 100% support your vision, but also not the more casual players that went with complete different expectations into the game and ultimately shape how the community sees the game, as people are outspoken these days. The last patch that tries to balance both ways to play is in my eyes a compromise that has been suggested from the players of the community, but it also goes further and introduces new ideas the devs have developed over the past few weeks. And both shows that the players and developers care about Soulmask doing it right, whatever right means in this case. The initial character is now stronger, yes, but in reality it only delays when you really want to get an NPC as your main, because while a proficiency cap of 60 in crafting and 90 in fighting sounds like a nice boost, you kind of want to have a better character, you want to have 120. And while level 50 sounds also nice as a character level, you kind of want to be level 60. For the transfer of stats and the deep scan, you have to do the 3rd boss, and for the quick remodel, you have to do the 4th boss. And since release, I've been watching streams of people exploring the game. I read through Steam, Reddit and Discord discussions, and even though we content creator normalize rushing through the progression, that's not the reality of the majority of players. Less than 60% have recruited 3 tribesmen. Only 47% of players reached awareness strength 20. Only 35% killed even the first boss. Only 31 reached awareness strength 30. Like, this is early game for us, and you see what I mean. While we know life through a game, we are not the baseline. We don't experience what the majority of players experience in this game. The majority gives up just after a few hours, just before the first boss. And as a developer, you want the people to buy the game, enjoy the game, and recommend the game. Have people feel like they got their money worth of it. Giving up before even defeating the first boss is the opposite of that. So the attempt to build a bridge for players that enter the game with different expectations and slowly get them familiar with the concept of Soulmask with this patch seems to be, in my eyes, a good step, especially as it doesn't take away from the initial idea of the game. You can still play with your NPC as your main character. And as someone who learned to love the concept, I also won't change doing that. In the end, you want to pick up the players where they are and not where you want them to be, because they might never make it to that point. With access to the new game mechanics in the new patch, and also with the comparison between official single player and unofficial servers, we will see if there are more changes needed or if this direction is the best for the game, especially with the soon available mod support. Feel free to let me know in the comments how you feel about this. Thank you for watching till the end. See you in the next video. Stay alive and thrive!